My connection with acting, post-football, probably stems from why you are a footballer. You tend to get asked to do silly things if you are that kind of person. And look, I put myself out there. I don't mind. I think football can be too serious sometimes. I think it's a very serious game now, and players, I don't know, sometimes I feel they get a little bit, inhibited and can't actually be themselves. I just feel very lucky and blessed that I was able to stay myself while I played, going for marks and kicking goals, and therefore the footy show comes to you and asks you to do a skit, or you go on It Takes Two with Kate Sobrano, and my coaches, Neil Danaher and the coaches I've had along the way, were always happy for me to do those sorts of things because they identified that it made me feel comfortable, and I played better football because of it. But theatre is something that I've never really sort of dabbled in, and this is just, it's amazing what life can throw at you sometimes. One minute you're on the MCG, which is a theatre of sorts, and the next minute you can be doing something like this. Ron Barassi is a very intense customer. I don't know him in his younger days, obviously. I've seen the newsreels and the footage, you get an idea. But I don't think a lot's changed. When he's with you, he's always thinking about his own ideas on something, and he puts forward what he thinks. And I think a strong coach is that sort of person, and that's why he was so successful. This is how I like it, and I want it done this way. And he was so respected because of his name, because of how he played football, that everyone just wanted to do it for him. It rubbed some people up the wrong way, I think, during his coaching career, but post his coaching career, he's just nothing but respected, and he is Mr. Football. He's synonymous with VFL, AFL football. You think of Aussie rules, you think of Ron Barassi, and I was just so very intimidated whenever I met him, and I'm like, yes, I'm Russell Robertson, and he's, the moustache, and it's just Ron Barassi, he's like a god, he's a demigod, especially at our football club, and he's just this revered figure at the Melbourne Football Club. Ron, if he watches the show and he sees the show, I think he'll probably be a little bit embarrassed because, footballers, I think, are always trained out of this talk about myself notion, and outside of football, you have to talk about yourself, you have to spruik your business to get it going, but in football you don't spruik your business, you just go about your business. So I think he still retains that a little bit, so he'll be saying things like, playing it down, but I've read the script and I think it's absolutely wonderful. I think it's heartfelt, I think it's family oriented. It shows football for what it really is, and football is a family. When you're in it, you are treated like family, and as time passes, once you're out of it, you're always welcome back into that family. And I was quite touched by the whole Ronald Barassi story about his father to Brooke and all of that stuff. It really opened up to my eyes to the hardships he went through that I didn't quite know. So I think people will love it. How will he take it? He'll be a little bit embarrassed, I reckon, talking about himself. Brass, you've got to come and watch this. It's an absolute ripper. I'll be chasing him down and putting him in a headlock and making him come and watch. I'm sure the Melbourne Football Club will be very excited about it too. Any chance to see the red and blue, they'll be very happy.